Have you ever wondered about one of the large guitar racks that you see on TEMU or Amazon? Is it really worth it? Let's take a look at putting one of these together today. I ordered one before our last video, and I put it together off screen, and come to find out, when I opened it, I've got two of them here, and the one's holds 7 guitars, the other one holds 8, but you can get 9 on there. They don't really come with an instruction. It comes with a picture that names the parts, but it kind of leaves it up to you to put it all together. I thought, well, we'll just run through that today, because if you're not a mechanically inclined type person, you may have a hard time putting this together, because there's just a lot of pieces and not a lot of explanation. Let me get it out of the box here. I know my last one came short 1 bolt, so I had to make do with the replacement part that I put together. Alright, so here's everything you get. All the arms, the legs, the front, the back, the bolts, the spacers, and let's see if this one's instructions are any better. Nope. You get a little bitty picture of what it's supposed to look like once it's put together, and you get a listing of the parts that you have. But then again, for installation it says install everything together, basically. So let's go through all this. Get everything ready here so that we can access it quickly when we're looking for the next thing to put together. I do believe in plastic wrap over in China, wherever these come from. Right. That's all our pieces parts. These are the dividers of the guitars. Are separated by on the rack. You should have, see which one is this one? 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 8, so this is the one where you can get 9 guitars on the rack. Get all these in order and ready, and then here are your two feet that you build it up on, and here are the little dial bolts that hold the majority of it together. This one has all its parts. So you get a couple of bolts with a little wing nut on them. And then you get a lot of these tiny spacers to fill the holes up with. And you're supposed to, there it is, you get 2 of these little booties to put on the other side of the bottom piece. Okay. Your bottom piece is going to be the one that has two little brackets in it here, so that you can put the other bars into them. So on this, what you'll want to do is you put these on your front legs. Sorry about that. Put those on the front leg of this piece here, not on the back end. That's what sits on the ground. And then on the back of this piece is where you screw in these little silver metal feet. They just screw in, I guess you can adjust the height or level using these if you need to. We'll just throw them in here real quick, throw them together. And everywhere you have an opening on one of these tubes, you have a little grommet that goes in there. You just pop it in with your fingers. and that keeps you from having like an open piece of metal. So there's that on one end, you'll have one for the other end, and you just basically do that on all your pieces. Let's get those knocked out real quick. And that's one less thing we have to worry about when we're building this thing. See how we're coming together. We've got our feet already on the table here. The other two pieces without any foam on them will be your vertical wall, or your vertical piece. Of course, your top rail will have holes in it for all the bolts to go into. Start laying this thing out. And the other two padded pieces, these are your uprights. Your other two padded pieces are going to go into these little spots on the base, on the legs, that have a little divot of metal here cut out for you to put them into. So that'll be our next task. When you put the upright bars in, they have a little L bracket of metal on them. These are your uprights. This is why I'm going through this. It's very confusing when you go to put it up together. These are your uprights because that little lip of metal on the top here helps support the top bar. So put those in. If you're putting it together and the holes don't match up, you've done something wrong. You've got to take another look at it. So get those lined up. Stick one of the bolts through that doesn't have one of the black hand pieces where you can twist tight. Push these through. Get them lined up just right. There we go. Then you take your wing nut and you put it on that bolt. This is my first time doing an instructional video. Be patient. I'm working with two cameras here. Alright, I'm trying to get it on both so we can put this together and edit it later on. Right. And then we do the same with the other side. So this time, the little metal bracket will go towards the inside, just like the other side of it do. Left, this right one will go towards the center. Also, and you use your regular bolt and your wing nut. Put those together real quick. Alright, now we got our vertical parts set up. Let's get our horizontal pieces in so this thing will quit flopping around. Just take one of your long bars with the padding on them and put them into these little brackets. One of the holes up. And then take one of your little screw pieces here and stick it down through the hole. And should grab. Now you'll see that one side of these bars here has a larger hole in one side than it does the other. The larger hole has to go up so that the bolt here with the handle on it can go down inside of that bar and grab the bolt on the nut that's on the inside of the vertical piece. And of course, don't forget to put the little end pieces in so you don't get cut. And of course, these, they have a little divot cut in them. Make sure that divot goes up and down because your bolt has to go through there. If you do it the other way, your bolt's going to hit the plastic and you're going to have a long day till you figure out what you've done wrong. I don't know how I learned that. coming together. So far so good. Let's take the other large piece. Let's find the larger circle. I believe that's it here. Find out shortly. Put it down through. Aha. Success. Put your grommet in. Keep this rack in your bedroom, you'd be like me. You'll hit it about 3 o'clock in the morning with your bare toe, and you will slice the flesh off of yourself. That would be my luck. So make sure you put your little grommets on there so that everything looks good. All right, now you have this top bar. You want to put the holes towards the front because that's what we're going to put our individual dividers into here. So, but before we get there, we want to put this on the top, and we'll have 2 of the little bolts on each side this time. It'll wind up better. Hopefully it's really right. And don't forget to put your grommet pieces into the ends of these. Now if you're short a bolt, you could probably get away with doing this like it is right here. Having that extra bolt in there will come in handy. It'll help keep things straight. But I'm thinking this one is built differently from the other one that I have. Well, go down through there. Let's see if we can get this to catch. There it goes. All right. Well, it was bent a little bit. I should have straightened it out before I did this. That would help this process quite a bit. These will fold down, so if you're having trouble like I am, if you're vertically challenged, but yeah, feel free to bend it over. Now we got the other one in. Pull that piece up tight. All right, click on the gas. Okay, now all you have left to do is add all of these dividers to the top holes of the guitar rack. So we'll spin it around so everyone can see, hopefully. And all we do is just go one by one, putting them in here. And they will screw forever, I think, until they hit the back wall. So just make sure they're in there good. And none of these have channels for like a Phillips screwdriver or a straight edge screwdriver. They're just like a carriage bolt, and you just kind of just keep on tightening until they stop, or till you get the amount of support exposed that you want here. And the rest is kind of boring. Just sitting here twisting in little divider pieces. It's pretty convenient how these lay down flat like this, so if you want to put your guitars away, and you can slide this under your bed real easy and then pull it out, or If you only jam every once in a while and you have a number of guitars tuned in different tunings like I do, then it's nice to have a rack like this so you can put your guitars in order and have all your drop tunings or your Nashville tuning or whatever tunings you prefer with your different guitars. And it helps practice go a lot faster. I mean, save a good 20 minutes on just tuning probably. If you had one guitar and you're constantly tuning it, retuning it to all your different, like drop C, drop D, drop C sharp, you know, drop A. Yeah, pick and choose. There's a drop chord for everybody. All right, oh, here's the last one. What's to bind up on? There it goes. I guess you could take a little wrench and pull this down, and because there's a square part right in here of the bolt. I guess you could get a little wrench put there if you don't have a lot of finger strength or your fingers get tired while you're doing this. Like I said, you can screw these forever. I don't think they ever stop. And so until they hit the back of the piece of tubing, spray tubing. But there you have it. You're ready to put 8 or 9 guitars in the rack. Glad you stuck with me. Thanks for coming back. We'll have more videos in the future. Have a good day.